1.19 and onwards. I think one word, one verse, whatever Prabhuji you would like to give. So please take over the call now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Nrat Pranam. Narayanam Namaskrityam Narancheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tadochayam Mudirayet. Nashtapraisha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya Bhagavate Uttame Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devki Nandanaya Cha Nand Gop Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnu Pradaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desh Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vanchalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatam hammandeshi gurundin taranam. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devki Nandanaya cha Nanda Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Nama. Govindaya Namo Nama. Govindaya Namo Nama. Granth Bhagavad Gita ki jai. So we are reading Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verse 19. सघोषो धतराष्ट्रनाम हृदयनि हृदायनि व्यधारयात् नाभश्च पृथ्वीं चैव तुमूलो भयानुनादयन्. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky on the earth. It shattered the hearts of sons of Dhritarashtra. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When Bhishma and the others on the side of Duryodhana blew their respective conch shells, there was no heartbreaking on the part of the Pandavas. Such occurrences are not mentioned, but in this particular verse it is mentioned that the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra were shattered by the sounds vibrated by the Pandavas' party. This is due to the Pandavas and their confidence in Lord Krishna. One who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of greatest calamity. So, what we understand from this verse, and also the essence of chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita, which is observing the armies, how the army or how was the observation of three different personalities. Firstly, how Duryodhana observed his rivals, how Arjuna observed his rivals, and how Krishna observed. So there are three different aspects going on in chapter 1, and it is connected to the blowing of the conch shells. So how Duryodhana observed was that he wanted to become king, he wanted to kill, and he wanted to usurp whatever was available and make it his own. How was Arjuna looking at it? Arjuna was looking at that the people who are standing against him are all his relatives, and what will he get? And what kingdom can he even enjoy which is tainted with the blood of his own family members? So he was depressed. And how was Krishna looking at all the happenings that was happening, or the rivalry between the Kauravas and the Pandavas? Was he neither wanted to kill, he also wanted the war. No, sorry. He wanted the war, he wanted to kill, but not to usurp or to have anything, but to establish dharma. So that is why we say that sometimes to establish dharma, even war is required. Recently, we see how much uh, some small war is going on between India and Pakistan also, which is based on some bad karma done by the other side. So dharma needs to be established, and we see the decision of the Indian Prime Minister, who for the first time ever in 75 years or 71 years, for the first time, he showed aggression towards the enemy. And that was not for getting something, but to stop the terrorism that is going on. I'm trying to relate it to, kind of look at this verse and also the gist of the chapter 1. So Krishna wanted to establish dharma. So here in this verse, when the conch shells were blown by the Kaurava's side, there was no heartbreaking. So why this word heartbreaking is used here is because when you are not confident, then you falter. But if you are confident in the midst of greatest calamity, you will not falter. And that is why in the last sentences it is written, one who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of greatest calamity. And we see that Srila Prabhupada also said that in whatever condition you are in any time of your life, just surrender to Krishna and keep on advancing in spiritual life. So when the Pandavas blew their conch shell, their heart faltered. But when the Kauravas blew their conch shells, the Pandavas were not as much affected because they have Krishna. So if we have Krishna, if we have the holy name, we don't need to falter. And the other point when we connect this to karma is that we should be aware that sanchit karma, which is a warehouse of karma that we have accumulated over the millions of years of our lifetime. So we agree that there is reincarnation. We agree that the soul travels from Dehinosmin yata dehe komaram yovanam jara. So we agree that we keep on changing bodies. So every body we have done some karma. We don't know what our previous bodies were. It could be in any yoni that we have been through. So we have done some karma. We have been humans many times in our previous lives too. And whatever happened to us, if we start thinking, if Krishna would have made us remember that, we would have died. We could not have tolerated that. But anyways, Sanchit karma is a warehouse. And prarabdha is that karma which affects in this life. And Vartaman karma is something that will go on further. So if we have the confidence and if we have shelter of Krishna, whatever prarabdha comes to us, a part of that karma in Sanchit karma, whatever it affects us, we still do not shatter. Our heart still does not shatter. Why? Because we have Krishna. Why? Because we have taken shelter of the holy name. And as I said, that holy name is even greater than Krishna. It is Krishna, which was that verse? Uh, forgot. Uh, Anyways, so once we have taken shelter and we are chanting the holy names, all our karma will be will not affect us. So it comes in Bhagavad Gita Mahatmya also, the 10 Mahatmyas that Prabhupada has written in his book. There are many more, but he has written 10. In one of the Mahatmyas, it is there that if we take shelter of the holy name, if we take shelter of Krishna, if we have the confidence, and as the last verse it says, there is nothing to fear even in the midst of greatest calamity. So if we take shelter, then all this karma does not affect us. It is like a fencing, it stays outside. And the soul can, in any condition wherever he is, can elevate his consciousness and go back home, back to Godhead. So elevation of consciousness is very much required, and which cannot come by our own efforts. It cannot come. When one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, I am practicing devotion, but I cannot get free from lusty desires. And Prabhupada turned to him and said, it's impossible. And then he said, probably Prabhupada didn't understand, So he wanted to ask Prabhupada, how can I actually get rid of this and how can I advance? And Prabhupada said, it's impossible. And he left. He didn't say anything. So in the next time, again he approached Srila Prabhupada. He said, maybe I'll rephrase my words and say something different so that Prabhupada understands and give me a way to, get rid of this problem. And he says, Prabhupada, the animal in me always craves to get more and more and become makes me very passionate and lusty. How can I advance in devotion? And Prabhupada said, it is impossible. And again he left. And for the third time, he again approached Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, two times you have told me it's impossible. But is there a way? Is there a way? Please let me know. How can I get rid of my lusty desires? And then Prabhupada looked at him and said, if Krishna desires, you will be free. So, when we talk of devotion, we have to depend on Krishna. Only thing we can do as good devotees, or maybe to the level of Uttama Adhikari, uh, gradually raising ourselves to that level, is only be sincere, humble, and follow the regulative principles and chant and wait for the mercy of Krishna. Who, however senior a devotee may be, however a big sannyasi may be, they may be looking at this insignificantly, but it is still there. Only Krishna can, uh, remove this and, take us home back to Godhead. There is an incident in Mayapur also when there was one devotee, he had a dream. And in his dream, he saw Lord Narsimha sitting on his chest. And Lord Narsimha put his hand inside his chest and took out a black matter and roared, remove this black matter from your heart. And this devotee in his dream is looking at Lord Narsimha trembling and looking at it, and he throws it back on him only. And next day morning he rushes to the temple and shares his dream with the other devotees. And then, all the panel of devotees, they sit and discuss this. And they say, yes, this is something that can come by sincerity. Had one been sincere, Narasimha would have taken it out and thrown it away from him. So we have to be very, very sincere in our devotion to Krishna. And so we have to take shelter and we have to be under the shelter of the holy name so that our heart is not shattered. So our heart is not shattered. Why? Because we know, however bad I may be, or however bad thoughts may have come in within my heart, I feel that Krishna will help me to, or it is my faith that Krishna will help me to, remove it, and I can become pure and go back home, back to Godhead. Because Because Srila Prabhupada also said one very important thing. Prabhupada said, devotion starts after liberation. Are we liberated today? It is only net practice. That is why devotees are very humble, because they know that everything depends on our sincerity and Krishna, nothing else. We keep devotee association. Why? Because we want to be in a place where Krishna is glorified. We want the sound vibration to always be within our hearts. We always want to be very, very sincere. And when Krishna likes sincerity, Krishna likes being humble, Krishna likes being glorified, Krishna likes to love. And that is why it is said that what does Krishna do? Krishna actually does nothing except being loved and loving. He loves and being loved. He likes to be loved and he likes to love. That's all. Rest, everything is managed by his energies. That is all only thing that Krishna does. So how do we uh, you know uh, get that bliss? So we may get money, we may get pleasure that is there, but we will not get happiness. There is a lot of opulence that can come to us to give us pleasure, but not happiness. How do we get that happiness? How do we get that pleasure? It is a pleasure even to think that, yes, I am under the shelter of the holy name. That is also a pleasure. And that, if you continue with that, our hearts will never get shattered. Even in the highest calamity, it will not get shattered because we know Krishna is with us. And Krishna will protect all his devotees. There was one another incident that I was hearing that there was one who was sharing this. Mukunda Datta Prabhu. Mukunda Datta Prabhu is in Charlotte yeah, right now. In fact, we had his lecture yesterday and we had his lecture day before yesterday also. I believe you must be knowing he's still a Prabhupada disciple. He was sharing this story that one of his, no, I'm not sure whether it was Mukunda Datta Prabhu. So anyway, there was one person who was learning neuroscience in Chicago. Chicago, there must be some university. I don't know which university. And among all of these friends, there was one friend who was an atheist, and he was in American body. But the other friends did not mind because they used to discuss about Krishna because they were Indians and they used to discuss about Krishna, and they were also associated with ISKCON. So, in the discussions all. But this person was an atheist, and one day he comes and says, "The person whom you talk about actually came to my heart." No, sorry, I want to rephrase. So this person gets leukemia, cancer, and the doctors tell him that he won't have much time to live. And he's always present with his Indian friends when they're discussing Krishna. So one day he comes and says, "Oh, Krishna came in my dreams, and he said that he will cure me of cancer." And the friend says, "Oh, good, good. You have good." They thought that because we discussed Krishna, probably Krishna would have been in his mind. So, he's talking like this. So they didn't give much credence to it, and they kind of let it go. The second day again he came. He said, "Again Krishna came to my dreams, and he said, I will cure your cancer." And then again these friends, the Indian friends, said, "Oh, this he's getting a little bit more passionate towards Krishna, which is a good thing, and we like it." And they said Hare Krishna to him and made him chant the holy name. And again, they let go. Third day again he came, and he said, "Krishna came again and told me that he will cure me of cancer." And now, when it was a third time, these Indian body students, they said that something seems, it seems that something is happening. So they took him and got his blood checked, and the reports came that he did not have cancer. And it was amazing. It was kind of a miracle. it's difficult to believe. Even I, when I heard it, I said, how can that happen? How can that happen? It's not possible. Somebody, this is some child story or some miracle that somebody is saying. But the gist of the whole thing was, when Krishna can come to a heart of an atheist, why would he not take care of a person who is a devotee? Why will he not do that? We are his family. And there's a verse in Bhagavad Gita, no, which says that Krishna, uh, I'm so bad at remembering verses, but I remember the purport, that Krishna resides in the heart of his devotees. So, coming back to our shloka, which shows here about the no heartbreaking in the heart, in the part of the Pandavas, and heartbreaking in the part of the on the Kauravas, we come round circle to the same point, that our hearts will not be shattered if we surrender to Krishna, if we are sincere with Krishna, and if we are sincerely waiting for His mercy. We want that day and time to come when we can relish. We know that there is Krishna has invested all his energy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Chaitanya Chaitamrita, I have invested all my energy in the holy name. But that holy name, when we chant, we still don't get that bliss. So there is bliss there. Some may have experienced, I don't know. Some may have. People don't really reveal such, such things. Some may have. But there is 100% transcendental bliss, which is different from the bliss of the material world. Material world, there is a different kind of material bliss which cannot be compared to the bliss which is transcendental. We don't know. Human mind, very difficult to comprehend. But if we go on chanting purely without the 10 offenses, and if we go on surrender to Krishna, and if we always be in the shelter of the holy name, we will one day, by the mercy of Krishna, get that bliss, and we will be taken back to the spiritual world. Kato Maharaj, when in his lecture he said that, in Hindi he was saying, जब थोड़ा सा खटका होता है तो राधा रानी भाग के आती है दरवाजा खोलने कि कौन मेरा भक्त वापस आया है. That was his words that he said. So, the keenness on the part of Radha and Krishna is more to take us back than the keenness that we have here. So, this is a good thing, right? We think we sometimes get into hopelessness that, oh, I have seen even very senior Prabhupada disciples who said, in Florida when I was there, he said, this is all that we could do. There's nothing more than can be done. No, why not? You have to, till the last breath, you have to wait for that mercy. Till the last breath, we have to wait for that mercy. And that is why when we say that Radha Krishna is more keen to take us back than our desire to go back home, back to Godhead. We get so attracted by the temporary pleasures, not happiness, pleasures or thrills, we can say, of the material world, that we uh, the comprehension of getting the transcendental bliss fades away. But that is what Srila Prabhupada in many of his purports has again and again assured us, that by taking shelter of the holy name, we will definitely one day get the mercy of Krishna. And in Chaitanya Chaitamrit, in the Ant Leela also, Krishna Kaviraj Goswami writes that just by following the process of devotion, the process blesses you. And I was surprised that how can a how is it, what is the meaning of this sentence? If, and it's in black and white, he writes, if you follow the process of devotion, the process will bless you. Because how, because everything is seen as a personality. We see Harinam as a personality. And here Krishna Kaviraj Goswami is seeing the process also as a personality. So if we are getting up and following Srila Prabhupada's format of doing Mangla Arti and doing our chanting rounds in the morning, Brahma Muhurta, having attendance of Bhagavatam class and all that, and giving association of devotees, having only prasadam, the process blesses us. Hari bol. What more do we need? It is also said that when we do arati, we are glorifying the Lord. But when we act, the way we act the entire day glorifies Him more. So it is not just that 20 minutes arti or maybe 30 minutes of the entire thing that we do in the morning in our homes. It is mainly offering of our actions throughout the day which pleases Krishna more than just the arti. Arti is good, it should be done. It is a process of glorification, and it is within the format of Naradiya Pancharatrika system, which is good. But if you follow the process the entire day, how you act the entire day, the process will bless us. So, and our hearts will never be shattered. So that was what I could get through this particular verse. Mataji, do you want me to take the next verse, or are we good? We can go ahead with question answers.
We have some time, Prabhu. You can go for next one.
Okay, let's go to
Give
the
us
next one. Okay, next is this is 19. Let's go to the 20. Okay, Bhagavad Gita 1.20. Atha व्यवस्थाथितं व्यवस्थितं दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रन् कपिध्वजा प्रवर्ते शास्त्रसम्पत्ते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवा ऋषिकेशं तदा व्याख्यम् idam aha mahipate. Translation. At the time Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra don in military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The battle was just about to begin. It is understood from the above statement that sons of Dhritarashtra were more or less disheartened by the unexpected arrangement of the military force by the Pandavas, who were guided by the direct instructions of Lord Krishna on the battlefield. The emblem of Hanuman on the flag of Arjuna is another sign of victory because Hanuman cooperated with Lord Rama in the battle between Rama and Ravana. And Lord Rama emerged victorious. Now, both Rama and Hanuman were present on the chariot of Arjuna to help him. Lord Krishna is Rama himself, and Lord Rama is his eternal servitor. And wherever Lord Rama is, his eternal servitor Hanuman and his eternal consort Sita, the goddess of fortune, are present. Therefore, Arjuna had no cause to fear any enemies whatsoever. And above all, the Lord of the senses, Lord Krishna, was personally present to give him direction. Thus, all good counsel was available to Arjuna in the matter of executing the battle. In such auspicious conditions arranged by the Lord for his eternal devotee lay signs of assured victory. Yes. So, whenever we do something, we create auspiciousness. So, we have seen our ancestors, right? So, suppose they get a new car, they will make that swastika and they will offer flowers and kumkum and rice, and they will worship the car as a personality. Anything, whatever we do, we always uh, you know birthday cakes and all that. When we have celebration, we'll always sing Hare Krishna, Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha, always auspiciousness. Prabhupada said that even when a havan is going on, which is havan actually comes under the category of karma kanda activities, right? But to make that karma kanda activity auspicious, Hare Krishna Mahamantra should be going on slowly on the other side. So typical Prabhupada instruction, if you go by uh, what Prabhupada actually wants, uh, uh, so Prabhupada looked at it in a very broader view, that if so karma kanda, some people have the desire. They may do karma kanda for getting a son or whatever, getting away from sickness, or Narsimha Jayanti for peace and Graha Shanti. So many types of karma kandas are there, marriage ceremony, whatever. But the ultimate goal of that particular karma kanda should be to elevate oneself in pure consciousness. So if I get a son, my desires are fulfilled, and now I can engage in pure consciousness and devotion to Krishna. So anytime, anything that happens, Hare Krishna Mahamantra should be. Even Abhishekam, you see, when we do Abhishekam, when there is Janmashtami, or when there is, Gaur Purnima, when the Abhishekam is done, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is always going on the side. We may recite the Brahma Samhita, fine, but Hare Krishna Mahamantra should go on. That was Srila Prabhupada's instruction. So here, coming relating that to this verse, is that when Arjuna is now going to fight the Mahabharata war against an army which was bigger than his, the other side were looking at the arrangement, because the arrangement was so appalling to the other army, that they were thinking that this kind of arrangement, they can attack us from all sides, or whatever way they were thinking. I'm just loud thinking. And the other thing, one was the arrangement, and the other thing was that Hanuman was there. So if you remember, when Bhima and the Pandavas were in Vanvas, and they had there was an incident when Bhima met Hanuman. So what happens is, Hanuman is somewhere in the jungle, and on the way in which Bhima was walking, there was a tail. Hanuman's tail was there, and Bhima ordered. He thought he's some ordinary monkey, and he said, please remove the tail, because my I have to pass this way. My chariot. He was in the chariot, or even he was alone. I don't remember, but he wanted the tail to get be removed from the his path of the way he was going. And Hanuman said, "Okay, you just lift it and keep it on the side and just walk away." So he tried to lift, and he could not lift it. So you know, and anybody on the call knows this incident in detail? Of course, later Bhima got to know that he is Hanuman, and then he requested. He said, and Hanuman said that I will be present when you fight the Kauravas, and when your brothers fight, I will roar, and when I roar, it will shatter the hearts of the enemy. So again, we come back to the same verse, shattering the heart. Here, it's the reverse way, right? Hanuman is roaring. So flag, don't think the flag is just an ordinary flag. If the flag is having Hanuman, Hanuman is roaring. And when he roars, you know, it all the enemies, they get shattered. Again, the heart is shattering. See, again, here the Pandavas are under the shelter of the Supreme Lord. And wherever there is Ram, that is why whenever we say Jai Shri Ram, we also always say Jai Hanuman. It is not just we worship Ram, Sita without Hanuman. It is not bona fide. That is why um, when um uh, Sugriv and Bali's fight was there, the first time Ram did not shoot the arrow, and Sugriv was almost, he was on the Bali was on the verge of killing Sugriv, and Sugriv ran away from there. And he ran away and he came back to Lord Ram and he said, "Why didn't you shoot?" And of course, the story goes that they were looking identical and they were wearing the same kind of garland or something. But Jiva Goswami has another tipney on this, which is related to Hanuman. So Jiva Goswami writes that when the first time Sugriv went to fight Bali, he paid his obeisances to Lord Ram, but he kind of ignored Hanuman because he was king. Hanuman was his assistant, right? And so Ram did not shoot. And when he came the next time, Ram alerted him of Hanuman. And Sugriv, this time when he went, he paid his, he took I don't know how he paid because he was bigger, he was in a higher position than Hanuman, but he acknowledged Hanuman and he, kind of maybe did some pranams or something so that Hanuman was happy and Ram was happy. And then, Ram shot uh, Bali. So, this instant and this tipney of Jiva Goswami says that wherever Hanuman is there, Lord Ram is there. And wherever Lord Ram is there, Hanuman is there. So we cannot worship Lord Ram and Sita without Hanuman. So whenever ever you say Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, always add Hanuman. Otherwise, your obeisances are not complete. It's not complete. So here in this particular verse, we see that uh, uh, Lord Hanuman is present in the flag as promised to Bhima in that earlier incident when they were in Vanvas, that I would be there. And so he was there on the flag of Arjuna's chariot, and Arjuna was completely protected. He had Krishna, he had Ram, he had Sita, the goddess of fortune, he had Hanuman. So he had, you practically undefeatable. And the devotee is also like that. A devotee is also like that. So when you see the Bhagavad Gita, you see that earlier, you see the first picture, no, that the chariot is drawn, and it's a very common thing that everybody reads about. That the horses are the senses, and the reins is the mind, and the person holding the reins is the intelligent, and the person sitting in the chariot is the soul. But tell me, what is the soul doing? Anybody on the call? What is the soul doing? The soul is doing nothing. The soul only function is to get attracted. So wherever our senses takes us, the soul will go there. So wherever the chariot goes, the soul goes there. So if you are in control of your mind, if you are in control of your intelligence, if you are in first senses, mind, intelligence, then the soul will go towards that. The soul's only function is to get attracted. It will get attracted the way you take it, the way wherever the chariot goes. So if your chariot goes towards devotion, the soul will go towards devotion. If your chariot goes towards material sense enjoyment, the soul will go towards that. So many, it will be covered by, layers and layers and layers of material impressions. And those impressions will make it appear repeatedly in the material world. So, so here in this particular chariot, Arjuna is completely safe. He is completely safe. And so we also want to make our chariot safe so that we are taking our senses, our mind, our intelligence towards Bhagavad Dham. And the soul will go to there. It will simply get attracted to devotion and it will take the path of devotion and it will go back home, back to Godhead. Simple, simple formula. So it depends on each one of us where we are taking our soul. And of course, Srila Prabhupada warned us that there is a good dog and a bad dog within us. As we know, no, that story, not story, that comments that earlier the demons lived in a different planet, then they were in the same planet like Ravana and Ram, and then they were in the same city, Hiranyakashipu, not Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa and Krishna, and now they are in the heart, right? So the demon and the divine both are within the same body. So the bad dog and the good dog. So if you starve your bad dog, the good dog will be happy and the good dog will protect you. But if you starve your good dog, the bad dog will, become more powerful. The same goes, there are so many analogies to the same chariot thing and Lord Hanuman. And, these are the same analogies to make us understand what we have to do, and how do we have to lead our lives. So keep good association and follow Srila Prabhupada. And there's one more important thing I wanted to share about the soul. So this question was asked as to how do I make my soul strong? I did mention that the soul gets attracted, but how do I make it strong? And the answer is by sankalpa. If your sankalpa is strong, your soul becomes strong. If you take a sankalpa that yes, you have to get up early and do your mangla in America it is good, no, sunrise is at 7 o'clock. Even if we do our mangla at 5:30, 6 o'clock, even 6:30, I think Giriraj Maharaj does his mangla at around 6 o'clock. Some of my friends, they stayed with Giriraj Maharaj some time back, and they came and told me that Giriraj Maharaj told us in the night that tomorrow morning mangla will be at 6, because he's old and but he does his mangla at 6 o'clock, because the sunrise in US is, of course, when he's in India he does at 4:30, not no, he doesn't miss his mangla, but here it is so easy. Come on, 6 o'clock is way easy to do mangla. So anyway, so what was I, I forgot what was I saying. Yeah, so good dog and the bad dog, right? So we need to feed the good dog and be sincere in our devotion and wait for the mercy of Krishna. In the Damodar Leela, also the same thing, right? Yashoda Maya was persevering, persevering, persevering. It doesn't happen. It happens only when Krishna gives the mercy. Same is with us. Even a neophyte devotee can become a Uttamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari can become a neophyte devotee. It's not that once you're a Uttamadhikari, you cannot become a neophyte devotee. Yes, you can. And even if a neophyte devotee can become Madhyam and Uttama, it all depends on his own sincerity, his own. Your son may be a better devotee, or your daughter may be a better devotee than you. Don't ever think that somebody is higher or lower. This concept of senior devotee, junior devotee, it's all bogus. Nobody is a senior devotee or a junior devotee. It is the sincerity in which one approaches the Supreme Lord and approaches his Guru and Gauranga. So that's how it goes. And Mataji, I wanted to make a correction. My Guru Maharaj is His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. I
Oh,
think,
sorry,
yeah.
Prabhuji.
But I was very attached to His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj also. In fact, I have danced with him in India, in Surat, one fine day in Mangla Aarti. In Mangla Aarti, when we do in Surat, they dim the lights. So the lights are, and they will take the lights on when in the last, after the Aarti is done, and when we started singing the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, they will increase the lights. So the lights were dimmed. I didn't know. Somebody caught my hand and he was dancing with me. And then when the lights came on, I looked on my side and it was Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. And I was like,
Hari bol.
wow. Oh my God. I was like, what mercy. I always tell all Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj disciples, I have some of them are very close to me. Pavitra Goradas Adhikari Prabhu is here in Charlotte. So many. So, uh, you know, but yeah. So, do you want me to go further or are we good, Mataji?
It's 8:16 now, Prabhuji, so we can stop if anybody has
Okay.
any question or comment.
Yeah, please, anybody. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this nectar class. And yes, I remember Gopal Krishna, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, wherever he goes, he don't miss Mangal Aarti. And at like at his last stage of his life, he was sick. He was very weak, but still he goes to Mangal Aarti every day. So yes, thank you for mentioning that. And sorry, I thought he is your Guru Maharaj, but
Hare
No,
Krishna.
yeah, he is my Siksha Guru Maharaj also. So
yes,
there's
yes,
no difference between Siksha and Diksha Guru Maharaj.
yes, Prabhuji. Anybody has any question? Please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji, it
Hare
was very
Krishna.
nice to hear you after a long time. And uh, really, the class was wonderful with the explanation regarding the soul, what you mentioned. Like, if we control the senses, then it will be easy to nourish or control our soul. So that in that way I never thought. So thank you for sharing this, which was really a different way, how we can treat our soul. So Prabhuji, uh, would you please a little bit elaborate upon how the senses can be controlled in this age of Kali Yuga, uh, or in this advanced yoga, like where one has to use different, like various senses for various things, I can say, for even our material uh,
Yeah,
gains, or like our jobs or duties. So how to balance within this, if you would please elaborate, it will be really helpful for us. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak, Prabhuji and Mataji. I have known Nikunj Vihari Das Prabhu and Mataji for a very long time. In fact, when I came to the US in 2005, the first family I met was them because I came to my brother's house in Virginia, and there was a Independence Day parade where we had a Rath Yatra. And I went to Potomac Temple, and Prabhuji and Mataji met me. And I was very new. It was, I think, just a week I landed, and this Rath Yatra was there, and I had no idea. And they took such good care of me, and they were with me all the throughout the Rath Yatra. And really, Prabhuji, I'm so indebted to both of you. uh, the first family I ever met when I landed in the United States. So thank you so much for all the kripa that you have done on me. So, Prabhuji, to answer your question, there are three koshas, right? One is what do you call, which is that kosha where you maintain your body, Annamaya kosha. So, what happens is to keep the body healthy, we need food and exercise, which is comes under the category of Annamaya kosha. So, our Annamaya is to eat prasadam and exercise so that we can create keep our body healthy. Then there's a pranamaya kosha. In this category comes uh, our mind, right? Our senses. So to keep our mind and senses, we need to engage them. So how to control the mind? Keep it engaged. If you keep it engaged, it will be in control. And needless to say, where to keep it engaged, right? In devotion. Whatever we do for Krishna. So that way, a mind can be controlled. It is simple, but it is difficult. Let me tell you, it is simple to say, but it is very difficult to practice. And finally is Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha is our soul. And that I just said by Sankalpa. So if you want to get the Anandamaya Kosha, means we are all for Krishna Prema. No? What is the ultimate goal of human life? The ultimate goal of human life is to get Krishna Prema and to get Ananda and to get the Sachidanand Sarupa once we go back home, back to Godhead, and get into our Siddha Sarup also. So for that Sankalpa. So very simple but difficult to practice. So if you have good sankalpa, so some sankalpas may look good, but they not be in tune with what Prabhupada's instructions are. Say, for example, I'm getting a little bit deeper because I know some of my friends are doing it, but it is up to them. But it was not as per what Prabhupada informed us. So they in the morning they spend 1.5 2 hours just on Aarti and dressing up the deities and da 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 da. Prabhupada never advised us that. He said, Mangla, the entire Mangla, the whole thing that happens is maybe 20 minutes of that, and we sit down to chant. And then again, we have our other pujas, right? So early morning chanting is very good, which is much, much recommended, and not. So sankalpa, if you take, some people they, oh, I have taken sankalpa that I have to, do this morning puja which takes 1.5 hours. Come on, you can do your aarti. You're at home. You do your aarti in 20 half an hour at the most, and then sit down and chant, right? Because our process, we are followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu give us? The holy name. Everything, for us, everything is the holy name. Archa Vigreha is good, and Archa Vigreha Puja, and this is good. But our focus is, our sankalpa should always be directed towards chanting of the holy name. So if we are having good sankalpa, then our soul will get strengthened. Because ultimately, we want to remember the Lord when we are leaving our body. And when we leave our body, what happens is the entire life goes out as a newsreel. It will go very fast. Everything will go from A to Z. And it will stop only at that point where we like most. So, once we take sankalpa, and these sankalpa will make our soul so strong for devotion that when the newsreel goes from A to Z, our soul will stop at that point which we like most, and that will be devotion to Krishna, and that will be the holy name. You see, because when they are dressing up the deities and all, very few people are fully absorbed in the deity. They may be thinking of so many other things, but when you are chanting, we practice to chanting in a pure state of mind, right? So that helps us more. So be cautious to what sankalpa you're taking. Take sankalpa as per instructions of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj, and then definitely you will achieve in managing your senses and your mind and your intelligence and your soul finally. So all these koshas you should know, and you should know how to manage these koshas. So from there we go. Is that clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, so yeah, the koshas what you explained really need to be concentrated, into our daily routine. So it will definitely help us to maintain or control our mind, and then automatically it will take care of the soul.
Tulsi
Thanks.
Aarti is also very important, Prabhuji. So when we circumambulate the Tulsi Devi,
How are you? Good morning. You need some coffee or tea? No, I'm good. Thank you.
so so when we circumambulate Tulsi Devi, millions and millions of our karma gets completely deactivated. It doesn't affect us. So circumambulate yani kani cha papani brahma hatyadi kani cha tani tani prarashanti pradakshina pati. Even so when we are chanting that, even if I have killed Lord Brahma, even that karma you can take away. So imagine how much karma we are having. If we try to accumulate our karma, it'll go over Mount Everest also. But just by Tulsi Devi's one stroke, it'll be gone. Just one stroke, just like as if the entire mountain was made of cotton, you know, and one light and all the cotton burns away like
Yes,
that.
yeah.
So Tulsi Devi also circumambulation is very very important, and her prayers are She's very very powerful to give us Krishna.
Yes, so yeah, I agree, because Tulsi Aarti is one of the favorite of mine, and maybe everyone likes, because the mood, what the Arati, Tulsi Arati is really meaningful. And the last, what we say when we circumlate, Yani Kani Cha Papa Pani, Brahma Hatyadikani Tan.
Yes.
Yeah. So that really makes sense, and it is already uh, within our control, which we can definitely do every day, and that will definitely, you know, uh, keep us, and it gives that peace of mind early morning
Yes.
when you do that. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Prabhu.
She's Bhakti Devi. She gives bhakti. So very important personality
Yeah.
for us to
Tulsi,
worship.
Tulsi Arti was one of the favorite prayers, like I never missed, like I can say, Mangal Arti and Tulsi Arti when I was in New Vrindavan for almost altogether 5 to 6 years. Prabhu. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much uh, for your explanation. Hare Krishna. And we would like you to come on our conference
Yes,
every
Prabhu.
Saturday.
Actually, somehow when I chant in the morning, uh, I just chant alone. So, but yeah, I will join at 7:20 definitely.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other devotees have questions, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji, and the importance of sadhana that we have to do every day. Prabhuji, my question is, doing sadhana, you mentioned how the sadhana as a personality will protect us if we do our sadhana well. Uh, what should our mood and intention be? Because we also hear that we can do a ritual, but if spirit or the spirit of Krishna consciousness is missing, then it's just a ritual. And when we do it out of love for the Lord, then it is spiritual. So um, we know we can get love for Krishna only through sadhana, but it's also said that we need love for Krishna when we do sadhana. So how can we reconcile these two? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very good question. So, but the answer is a bit, you know, it's not. It might depress you. Or so what happens is in our sadhana, we don't get the bliss because our pap karma is still not destroyed. So if you are getting attracted by uh, other thoughts or other activities, which you might prefer to do more than what you're doing your sadhana, instead of doing that, I think if I do this, I would be more pleased, Uh, that happens only to a soul when the pap karma is still there. So we have to get rid of that pap karma. So whatever vartaman karma we are doing, we should do it more sincerely, and in time you will see that you will cross over that threshold. 100% you will cross over that threshold, because the power of the holy name cannot be discounted. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, again, this is there in Antalila, that person, he was a Muslim person and he was passing stool, and the boar who likes to eat stool rushes towards this person, and the tusk of the boar, they pierce into his chest and throw this person away, and the boar is now busy eating that stool which he has passed, but this person is dying, and his last words was haram, and he gets liberated. So the question comes that this person who doesn't even know Ram, who actually abused the boar because he was dying, how did he get liberated? So he got liberated because his last word was Ram. So this instance in Chaitanya Charitamrita is given for us to know that just by chanting the holy name, we will cross over the threshold of whatever pap karma we have, and we will be in a threshold where we'll get liberated and go back home, back to Godhead. So if you said that when you do your sadhana, your mood is different from what it should be. It should be more purified, and you'll feel the prema for Krishna when you are doing your arti and when you're offering flowers and all that. So that will happen once you cross that threshold. That is why I said the answer is a little bit depressing for us, because we think, oh yes. And Prabhupada made this very clear, that anybody who is born in the spiritual world is a sinful person. Everybody. So nobody is alone. We are all sinful, and that is why we have taken birth in the material world. That is Prabhupada's words. Right? Of course, Shaktavesh avatars and all are a different category, but I'm talking of the general populace. We are all sinful. And that is why our mood, instead of doing reading Srimad Bhagvatam, you might feel, why not watch TV? But that attraction is coming only because our pap karma is still there. Why we are not getting attracted to chant more and more? Because of that is holding us back. It is like pulling us back. It is not releasing us from it. The release will come when we are at threshold of liberation, and that liberation will come only when we chant purely. So you have to have a lot of effort, and Brahma Muhurta chanting is the best. So get up early, chant, and you will see the result. Because I tell you, the holy name, power of the holy name cannot be discounted. It cannot be discounted. It will not even protect you materially, it will protect you spiritually also. Material comes within that. So you don't have to worry. You just have to focus on one thing, and that is, glorify and chant the holy name. Then everything will be okay.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, and one more thing I would like to just mention about Tulsi Aarti, what you mentioned just now. When I was in New Vrindavan, I used to, every time see senior Prabhupada disciples around during the Mangal Aarti, and one fine day I asked, like, what is that? Like I feel very happy, doing the Tulsi Aarti. So one Prabhupada disciple, when I shared him, he came into my ears and just said, Prabhu, if you do this, I will tell you one thing. Doing Tulsi Aarti every day or Tulsi Puja every day and circumlating Tulsi Maharani, that is the secret of a real connection with Krishna. And whatever then you have in your mind, that will definitely come to realization. So this is the secret, which even I thought I should share today
Yes.
to all devotees who are in the conference, will really benefit in their life. So it is a real fact. Tulsi
Yes.
Mahani will take care of all our sins, as well as what you desire. Everything comes true. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu. She is Bhakti Devi. Yes.
Yeah. And thank you for mentioning about, like I remember we met in Rath Yatra a long time back. DC Rath Yatra now, it doesn't happen in
Yeah.
downtown during the parade, but we were really fortunate to be the part of that Rath Yatra. And I remember that incident. We met,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it was we used to hear you on this same conference that time, but we never saw you. But that was the first time. Maybe it was 2011 or 12. I don't remember, but we
No,
met
no.
that.
That was when I first met you. It was 2005, Prabhu. June of
Oh,
2005.
okay,
When
2005.
I was just a week old in US. That's the time you took me to that Rath Yatra, which happened in the Washington DC area. I think it was
Okay.
Independence Day. There
Yes,
were
yes,
many
Prabhuji.
other floats, and our float was the Jagannath Rath Yatra.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you took me to the place where we had a bus, and then that bus
Yes,
we brought
Prabhuji.
us back
Yeah.
to the temple. Then we had prasadam, and then we left. So I was 1 week old that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. It was nice, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So I'm
And
indebted to
also,
you, Prabhu.
yeah, yes, probably. No, probably. It is my fortune. Like I was able to meet you, and we are able to hear you now. Yeah. Same thing happened like when we were in Sadhu Sangha. We met so many devotees, so many sannyasis. Probably, I thought you will come there, but maybe some other priorities. We met Vamsi Vilas Prabhu also during the Sadhu Sangha. The same thing, like we are
Vamsidhari,
hearing.
Vamsidhari Prabhu.
Yeah, just now, no, just now, the Prabhu who asked a question before me.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
Yes, okay.
So Prabhu, this kind of associations when festivals or sadhu sangha, we definitely meet
Yes,
the
yes.
devotees. It makes us happy. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. So anyone has any questions? Still we can. Anyone has any question? Please, please go ahead. Hare Krishna. If no question, then Prabhuji, we can close the call. I know it is too late for you also, like 8:40 almost.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. Hare Krishna. Dharma Pranam to all the devotees.
Dandat pranam. Vancha kalpatrubhesya kripa sindhu
Asati.
patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo
Vaishnavibhyo
Namo
namo
Namah.
Ananta
Srila
Koti
Prabhupada ki jai.
Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
His Grace Pravin Govind Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Mercy, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna.
much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare
Hari Bol.
Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Hari